Using turn signals is a way that drivers can communicate to each other about what they're planning on doing next. But using them incorrectly can cause a miscommunication and can even lead to accidents. So let's look at some common turn signal mistakes that might be sending the wrong signals. Let's start with the biggest turn signal fail: not using your turn signals at all, which means you're not even trying to communicate with other drivers. If you're getting ready to make a turn or change lanes and you don't have your turn signal on, when you do turn, everybody but you is surprised. That may not end well and can lead to confusion and accidents. Use your turn signals every time you change lanes, merge into traffic, or make a turn off of or onto a roadway. If that's not your habit, start making it a new one. Another mistake drivers often make is changing lanes immediately after you put on your turn signal. If you do that, you don't give other drivers time for it to register with them that your turn signal is on and that you're going to get out of your lane. Put your turn signal on for a few seconds before changing lanes, especially in busy traffic. And on the interstate, put your signal on 5 seconds before changing lanes. I often see drivers putting on their signal too late for a turn. Don't wait until you're already turning and then put on your signal. That doesn't give other drivers very much time to react to what you're doing. Putting on your signal at least 100 feet before your turn is what most states require. Don't worry about trying to put it on at exactly 100 feet because that distance is difficult to determine while driving. Just try to come close to that in order to give other drivers sufficient warning. And to give you an idea of how far 100 feet is, it's 6 to 7 car lengths long. It's 1/3 of a football field, and time-wise, it takes 2.28 seconds to go 100 feet at 30 miles per hour, and only 1.14 seconds at 60 miles an hour. It's a very short distance that you'll cover quickly no matter what speed you're going, and it's only a few blinks of your turn signal. If possible, put on your turn signal even further away than that for greater safety. Don't wait until the last minute to signal. In some cases, you can also signal too early for a turn. In certain circumstances, it may be better to delay signaling until you're closer to your turn. On this road, there are multiple exits off of it into different businesses and restaurants right in a row. Here's where I want to make a right turn, into this restaurant parking lot. But let's back up a little bit. As I was approaching where I wanted to turn, there was a car at the turnoff before mine waiting to turn onto the road. What could happen if as I approached them, I already had my right turn signal on? They could have thought I was going to turn into the same place that they're trying to leave from, and they could have gone ahead and pulled out in front of me. They shouldn't do that until they're absolutely sure what I'm going to do, but I've had that happen many times. So instead, to avoid confusion, I waited until I was nearly even with them to put on my signal. And as I was doing this, I started slowing down and braking so that anyone behind me would get a clue that they needed to be slowing down themselves as I was getting ready to turn where I needed to. And here's something that can send the wrong message to other drivers: not canceling your turn signal when it doesn't self-cancel. If you're making a turn of at least 90 degrees, after you complete your turn and straighten out, your signals will normally self-cancel and turn themselves off. But sometimes turns are more gradual, and they don't straighten out quickly. And as a result, your signals don't self-cancel, or don't cancel immediately, but keep flashing. This can be confusing to other drivers as they interpret this as you're telling them you're planning on turning again soon. I also see signals frequently left on when drivers change lanes. Turn signals won't cancel in a situation like that, so they stay on until you turn them off. This is just a matter of awareness on your part. So try to remember to manually turn your signal off to avoid causing confusion to other drivers. A lot of you may not deal with roundabouts very often, and when many drivers encounter a roundabout, they neglect to use their turn signals when entering or exiting, which can make it difficult for others to anticipate their movements. Roundabouts can have several entry and exit points and require the constant motion of the vehicles in them. So especially be clear about where you're intending to exit, even if you only have your signal on for a few seconds. And lastly, many accidents happen in parking lots. Although most of these are minor, many of these could be avoided if people would use their turn signals, although I rarely see that done. But signals can also help prevent accidents and make it safer for pedestrians if you put on your signal or emergency flashers when backing out of a spot. In a busy parking lot with vehicles coming and going everywhere, and people and even shopping carts constantly moving, drivers are distracted. And having your signal on can draw more attention and communicate with others what your car, truck, or SUV is about to do. So there you have it. 7 wrong signals not to send with your turn signals. Thanks for watching, have a great day, and drive safe.